The morning sun had barely touched the edges of the dense forest when a faint cry echoed through the silence, a trembling, desperate moan of pain and fear. It came from deep within the undergrowth, where a helpless mother cow lay trapped beneath the crushing coils of a giant python. Her wide brown eyes glistened with terror as the monstrous serpent tightened its grip, scales shimmering like wet armor in the dim light. The jungle, usually alive with birdsong, now seemed to hold its breath. Each movement of the python was slow but deliberate, its ancient instincts driving it to finish what it had started. Somewhere nearby, villagers heard the agonizing cries and ran toward the sound, their feet pounding against the muddy earth. They had seen snakes before, but nothing like this. A python thick as a tree trunk, muscles rippling with deadly strength. As the men shouted for help, one of them dialed a local wildlife rescue team. Within minutes, the call went out. Emergency! A cow caught in a python's grip near the riverbank. The heroes of the village grabbed ropes, sticks, and machetes, their hearts racing with fear and determination. None of them knew how it would end, but they all knew they couldn't stand by and watch an innocent life fade away. By the time the rescue team arrived, the scene was pure chaos. The cow's breath had become short and weak, her sides heaving as she struggled against the relentless pressure. The python's massive body coiled tighter, its head lifted high, tongue flicking the air as if daring anyone to approach. The heroes quickly assessed the situation. Their leader, Arjun, signaled for silence. Every move had to be precise. A single mistake could cause the snake to constrict even harder, ending the cow's life instantly. Sweat dripped down the rescuers' faces despite the early morning chill. One of them, Mira, whispered a soft prayer before taking her position near the cow's head, murmuring soothing words to calm the terrified animal. Another team member unrolled a thick rope and began circling the python's midsection, trying to create leverage. The forest was tense, filled with the sound of rustling leaves and the rhythmic hiss of the serpent. Villagers stood back, watching in silent dread. Time felt suspended, each second a battle between life and death. The team knew they were fighting not just for the cow's survival, but for the fragile balance between man and nature that could so easily turn deadly. The rescue began in bursts of courage and precision. Arjun gave the signal, and two men lunged forward, gripping the python's tail with all their might. The snake's reaction was instant. It lashed out, body thrashing, its massive coils tightening further around the cow. The mother's anguished cry tore through the forest, echoing off the trees like a plea to the heavens. Mira shouted, "Pull now!" And the team strained against the serpent's immense weight. Dust and leaves flew into the air as the ground shook from the struggle. Inch by inch, they began to pry the coils loose. The python fought back viciously, its jaws snapping, but the rescuers didn't flinch. One of them grabbed a sturdy bamboo pole and wedged it between the snake's body and the cow, creating a small gap for air to reach her lungs. The cow gasped weakly, a flicker of life returning to her eyes. Encouraged, the heroes redoubled their effort. The sound of ropes tightening, men grunting, and the serpent hissing merged into a chaotic symphony of survival. Sweat mixed with dirt, and fear turned into raw determination. Every pull brought them closer to victory, yet the python's strength seemed endless, a reminder that nature, while beautiful, could be mercilessly powerful. Minutes turned into what felt like hours. The rescuers' arms ached, their clothes torn, but they refused to stop. Arjun yelled for another rope, and the villagers rushed to assist. Together they formed a chain, each person pulling with unwavering focus. Finally, the python's body began to unravel. The massive creature writhed in protest, but combined human will was stronger. Mira guided the cow's head gently as more of the snake's coils came free. When the final loop loosened, the cow collapsed to the ground, gasping for air. A collective cheer erupted. But the danger wasn't over yet. The python, enraged and cornered, struck out toward the rescuers. Arjun jumped back, narrowly avoiding a deadly bite. One quick-thinking villager threw a blanket over the serpent's head, momentarily blinding it. Another used a bamboo stick to pin the python's neck to the ground while the team worked to safely capture it. Within moments, the great snake was restrained, hissing in frustration but alive. The rescuers didn't wish to harm it. They only wanted peace restored. It was a balance of compassion, saving the cow without killing the predator. As the danger passed, silence returned to the jungle. The team gathered around the cow, stroking her gently as she slowly regained her strength. Her breathing steadied, her body trembling less with each passing minute. The python was carefully loaded into a rescue crate for relocation, far from the village and livestock areas. The villagers, who had been frozen in fear, now approached with tears of gratitude. One old farmer knelt beside the cow and whispered, "You're safe now, my child." The heroes exchanged tired smiles. They knew this wasn't just another rescue. It was a message about coexistence. Mira looked toward the treetops, sunlight filtering through, and said softly, "We saved 2 lives today, hers and the python's." The forest seemed to respond with a whisper of wind, a quiet acknowledgement of harmony restored. In that moment, every drop of sweat, every bruise, every risk felt worth it. Compassion had once again triumphed over fear. As the team prepared to leave, they watched the mother cow reunite with her calf, who had been hiding nearby during the chaos. The little one nuzzled close, mooing softly, while the mother responded with gentle affection. It was a moment so pure that even the toughest rescuer felt tears sting his eyes. The villagers offered food and water to the rescue team, thanking them again and again. Cameras captured the touching reunion, destined to inspire thousands once shared online. Arjun turned to his team and said, "Every rescue reminds us, courage isn't about strength alone. It's about compassion." Mira nodded, her hands still trembling from the adrenaline, as they loaded their gear into the truck. She looked back at the spot where the battle had taken place. The jungle was already returning to life. Birds singing, leaves rustling, as if nature itself was healing. The team drove away slowly, leaving behind not just footprints, but a story that would live on in the hearts of those who witnessed it. That night, under a sky filled with stars, the rescue team gathered around a campfire. They replayed the day's events in silence. The fear, the struggle, the relief. Each of them knew they had faced death in its rawest form and emerged victorious, not through violence but through compassion. Arjun raised his mug of tea and said, "We didn't just save a cow. We reminded ourselves what humanity means." The flames flickered, casting warm light on their tired faces. In the distance, somewhere beyond the trees, the relocated python slithered into its new home, free and unthreatened. The jungle, vast and ancient, seemed to hum with approval. It had seen another story of balance, where man and beast both survived. As dawn approached, the team packed up, ready for the next call, knowing that somewhere out there, another life might soon need saving. Because true heroes don't wait for recognition. They simply answer the call of compassion again and again. And so, the legend of the brave heroes who saved the innocent mother cow from the giant python's attack would echo through time. A reminder that courage and kindness together can conquer even the fiercest of dangers. Red Heart Snake Cow,